So the Q.T.E K.I.N.K.S technique should be helpful for those with kinky hair types like myself. If you're unfamiliar, please check out the video tutorial that I'll have a link for in the video description box. More information will also be on AFRICANEXPORTsblog.com, so I hope you check me out there, and let me share my thoughts and tips with you guys about wash and goes for kinky hair types. So hopefully this helps you guys. I know a lot of you guys want to achieve a proper wash and go. It's your girl African Export from AFRICANEXPORTsblog.com. This is going to be where I talk to you guys about wash and goes and kinky hair. The term kinky hair can relate to different kinds of hair types. There are those on the extreme kinky end where they feel like there is no curl pattern, and then there are people who have kinky curly kind of hair, and their hair can achieve certain looks that someone whose hair who is more kinky cannot. So this is about my experience with the wash and go, my technique, what I think is going to be helpful. This is what I want to first off and say. I mentioned in the prior video where I showed you guys the technique, where I showed you guys how I applied the gel, where I showed you guys what my hair looked like once it was completely saturated with product. There is sections on the sides of my head and the nape that do not have a curl pattern. They are kinky 4B, 4C possibly hair, depending on, you know, how y'all classify it. If you have a head full of that kind of hair, hopefully you guys saw it well in that video, I don't suggest a wash and go for yourself as far as wanting to define the curls or to have a, you know, it's not going to do that. Your hair is not going to do that. My hair even now does not do that. This section here, there is no curl. There's no curl because my hair is not curly in those sections, but the majority of my hair does have coils, tight coils, looser coils, and some S curls, so I can achieve a proper wash and go. Now that's not to say that your hair is this or that. If you can't, it's just, I gotta keep it real with you. Some hair types can't do a wash and go, and if you find that you're struggling, stop. Some hair types, it's just not gonna work. And in my experience, my wash and goes did not work a lot of the times because of improper technique, because of the products that I was using. Okay, hopefully you guys can see me well, and you can also see my hair. I feel like this is a proper wash and go. Why? I've minimized the frizz as much as I could because of my hair type. My hair is frizzy. There is frizz. I can't avoid that. But this is a good wash and go application because I was able to properly saturate my hair with product. I did only gel. Only gel was very specific because for my hair type, because it's very kinky, I have coarse hair. When I layer on products, when I layer on something creamy, when I layer on something white, when I layer on something on top of, when I layer on something before the gel, I tend to have longer drying time. And with my kinky hair, it already takes a long time to dry. It takes too long to dry. My hair is usually white. My hair, it just does not react well. A lot of people will wonder, well, does the gel dry your hair out? You want to look for a proper gel that's gonna be void of ingredients that will dry your hair out, i.e. alcohol. We all know that Eco Styler gel is an alcohol-free gel. A lot of times people confuse the firm hold with dry hair. Crunchy hair does not mean dry hair per se. Your hair strands are not necessarily dried out. The gel and its function is to smooth and define curls and to hold them and lock a style in place. So the firmness of the hold is a part of the function of the gel. Some gels dry less hard than others, but that firm hold and crunch that a lot of times we may feel can be softened by scrunching the crunch out, by applying a product after you've defined and held those curls. Saw me define the hair, dry the hair, and it dried flat. It dried, you know, it wouldn't be a style I would necessarily rock that way, but it dried in place. That's what you want to do when you are with kinky hair types. You want to, all that, oh yeah, I want to let it air dry, that's all well and good, but all the movement that you do throughout the day, unless you're sitting at a desk like this, you know, it's giving your hair, which already has a characteristic to frizz, it's giving it opportunities to move about, you know, and all of that, and then you usually interrupt what you've created by smoothing. I find that using a diffuser is best. Or when you define your hair, when you define your kinks and curls, you want to get that going, lock it, hold it down. So I like to use a diffuser. I would even better like to use a hooded dryer, which I no longer have, but I just ordered a vintage one. Yeah, vintage. I'm gonna show y'all later. Now the diffuser is basically acting just like a hooded dryer. It is diffused air, so you can get that warm air to help dry the gel or the product that you've used, and your hair is not blowing about. That's why those people with curly hair, you want a diffuser, because it's not going to mess up what you've created. It's not going to make your hair frizzy. You want to get your hair as dry as possible before you attempt to manipulate it. When applying your product, for myself, I make sure that I apply the gel all the way up to the root or the base of the hair and smooth the product down. Smooth it down, squeezing the product through, and then making sure that the ends are coated as well. I don't rake until kind of near the end, where I apply a last follow-up of a little bit of gel and water. I showed you guys in the video. Please make sure you check that out if you've missed. I feel like if you want to moisturize your hair, if you want to add oils, if you want to do all of that, do that after. I find that that works a lot better. I find that that gives you a more finished, defined result that a lot of people are looking for and are not getting, because you're layering on all this product and your hair is not allowed to dry thoroughly enough before you sleep on it, which usually can F up a wash and go. You sleep on it, it looks a mess. You know, you basically damaged the curls that you create. As you can see, I slept on this, I took it down, and it looks, you know, it looks good. The curls are locked into place. That's what you want. And when you get that gel onto the roots, you're going to less tangles and mat. Now, to soften up the gel, you can use a shea butter, you can use an oil. I actually used a very inexpensive hair dressing, which is basically a grease. This is by C.U.T.E. Find it at your dollar store, and the ingredients are petroleum, shea butter, mango seed butter, and coconut oil and fragrance. If you guys have questions about the wash and go technique, if you guys want me to talk about it more, whatever the questions are, leave your comments down below. Make sure you have rated this video by thumbs it up. You feel free to share it on Facebook, Twitter, your blogs, if you feel like it's helpful for your viewers or your friends on Facebook or your fans on Facebook. It's all good either way. With this technique, for myself, I have found that I could do a wash and go. And the idea of a wash and go, why a lot of kinky hair types are not really for it, is because it's more work than necessary. While the process is a process, once you've gotten the curls locked into place, it really is a wake up, shake up, go. Maybe add a little bit of oil for shine. Let me know if this was helpful for you guys. I love to read your comments. I want to hopefully hear and see some video responses from you guys if you found that this was helpful, if you were able to achieve a successful wash and go after my techniques, after my suggestions. So I'll talk to you guys on the next video. Keep it real until next time. Bye. Hugs.
If you ever doubt them, better kill it. You can get the finger, the middle.
The game's so cold when they step on the scene, they freeze.
Come on.
Respected, lyrical, strong, this kind of woman a dying breed. Ladies start shining, stop dimming your rays. Ways that gain respect is not between your legs. Job mating is in the start using your head.